Dante Obligation, Dante Reporter, hashtag Easyway Broadcasting. We are here at the Ascent Expo, LA Convention Center, consciousness, commerce, creatives. I'm sitting here with a man that's very, very creative. His name is Ian C. Glover. He wrote a book called False Affairs. I like the concept of the book so much, I had to bring him on the team because we want to blow this book up. Ian Glover, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. How about yourself, Dante?
Great. You live in Oakland, right?
Yeah, currently, I'm 19, published this book at 17. Let's see. Okay.
You rap?
I do conscious hip-hop, and that's good enough for me, which is considered rap. It's just a little different. We don't curse. We don't talk about things that don't need to be talked about. We only talk about something that matters to the core.
Right, it's very poetic. You wrote a book called False Affairs. Tell us a little bit about the book.
All right, well, False Affairs, like I said, I published it at 17. It's dedicated to Matthew Meza and a kid who I met named Max Baxter. Matthew Meza was a kid when I was a freshman in high school. I attended Santa Monica High School when I was a freshman. I was pretty young. And he was a freshman as well. He was on the baseball team. And he committed suicide in January of 2011. Actually, a week away from the passing of a very significant man in my life. His name was Fons van Vlemen. Fons died on a Thursday. Matthew died, I believe, on I like to say a Friday.
And they were inspirations behind your book, right?
Yeah, I decided to dedicate it to him because I felt that his suicide needed more of a publicity. I was very upset that I felt in the yearbook he was not acknowledged as dead. There was no memorial about him, though there was a memorial in the newspaper. And then there was the kid Max Baxter, who really drove this story, and to be honest, I feel Max is around me now. If you believe in the spirit, if you're...
So what exactly is the story about?
Well, the story, if you read the back, it's based on the effects of high school love affairs and their devastating consequences if manipulated. Okay. Now, what's funny about this book is that it's actually about to be the very first novel in history to ever be adapted by the author into a screenplay, directed, produced, and have the author star as the lead. And that's never happened in history, and I intended to be shooting it in May of this year and releasing it next year in films.
So what are the intricacies of the story?
Well, okay, Thomas Finnegan, my character, is a young man at the crossroads searching for redemption after the suicide of his girlfriend 3 years ago. Sophie Fernandez is a young girl looking for love as opposed to lust in high school relationships. As these two worlds collide, their lives are forever changed. But manipulation and lies could bring about unforeseeable consequences that could lead to the end of their lives.
Okay. Sounds like a Romeo and Juliet type story.
Yeah, not necessarily when you actually realize that there's another side to love affairs. You see, everyone talks about the man, exactly, the man making the girl commit suicide. Sometimes it's not always the case. Sometimes it's actually the women.
Amen.
Sometimes women are actually evil. Not saying that that's what I believe in, believe me. I'm not preaching that women are evil. I love women.
So this False Affairs book, obviously, is going to make you a motion picture. We're going to help that make that happen.
Yes.
And how does the story? Well, you can't tell us how the story ends, but
no, I can't.
Obviously, it's a love story with trials and tribulations, ups and downs, and things that they have to work themselves through.
Now, I'd actually like to, if I may, I'd like to actually talk about the real reason I wrote the book.
Good.
Okay. Well, for one thing, this book is to Max Baxter, who I met when he was 13. I met him when I had already been writing the first 5 chapters of my novel. And I knew him for 3 weeks, and he had a crush on me, actually. I know, right? But I remember he was so attached to my novel, he said, Ian, you have to get this made. You absolutely have to get this made. I want to be a part of it. I want to be remembered. And 3 weeks later, it was a Saturday night, and I was looking for his phone number, and I couldn't find it. And then it was 9 o'clock that night also, and I was just feeling really weird about I really had to contact Max. And that Monday, a friend of mine contacted me after school got out, and said, hey, remember Max Baxter from Downbeat 720? Well, he's dead. I'm like, come on. Come on, this is fucking Facebook. This is Facebook. You're joking. Max is not dead, but it's the 5 stages of grief. I found out he was killed by a drunk driver on PCH. He was 13 years old.
That inspired you to write the book.
It made me stop writing for a full 7 months, and then I finished it in his name, because I really feel that everyone deserves a second chance, and I wrote this book to save lives and to prevent another Max Baxter from death. I mean, not that it's his fault, but I do feel that death can come at any time, but we must stay strong. And this book, when I released it, I self-published it when I was 17, and I got a review from it, a few of them. It's on Facebook. It's got 101 likes right now from just, absolutely no marketing whatsoever. But the few reviews I've gotten, one of them said that I saved someone's life. And the fact that I realized that this is a book that saves lives. And if this film and book is taken seriously, I swear to God, you let me be the director, producer, writer, and lead star. You give me a cast, and you give me $40 million, and I will make you an Oscar-winning film that you will never forget.
Now, you are a poetic rapper. Where'd you get that stuff from? Did that just come, or were you copying people?
There we go.
Were you trying to be like somebody, or was that just you?
No, that's all me. Conscious hip-hop, I call it. My hip-hop name is MC Loyal. Now, okay, MC Loyal, this is what it's about. First of all, I had this problem. Okay, when I was a freshman, I started rapping, but it's so funny. You got to hear this story. I didn't start rapping until I saw a movie with Terrence Howard.
Okay, which one?
Hustle and Flow.
Hustle and Flow, Oscar nominated, and 310 Mafia won an Oscar for the soundtrack.
That's right. What was that? It's hard out here for a pimp.
That inspired you.
Yeah, well, the thing is, what I do is, as an actor, starting out with my company, Glover's Own DL Pictures, which we've got to talk about next, what I do is, what I did as an actor for 6 years was I thought, okay, well, I don't have money for acting classes. I don't have money for anything, really. And I'm in high school. I just got in high school. What am I going to do, So I decided, well, why don't I do it myself? And I just watch movies and imitate the actors. So that's what I started to do. I imitated actors who I like to see. I'd memorize lines. I would literally just immerse myself in this character and would replicate him. I do voiceovers all the time. I do Heath Ledger, I do Sean Connery, I do George Bush, I did too many people.
So where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Well, I'll tell you something. 1 year from now, I'm going to be 21. And 1 year from now, I'm going to make my very first $1 million. So, if you already see that, I believe I'm going to be in the empire business, as Walter White once said. I'm going to be making billions, and you're going to be working for me. Now, here's the thing. Glover's Own DL Pictures, I represent a few clients overseas right now. I represent a man named Vladimir Miroslavic, I believe his last name is, okay? Now, here's a superb novel that I've adapted. I'm going to make sure it happens, comes to life. It's called Agony, okay? I know, it sounds like agony, but it's not, because it's an amazing sci-fi novel. Really proud to read it. It took me 2 years to adapt, and it was really inspirational to me because I'm attached to Nikola Tesla, of all people. And I also represent another man named Jeff Horton, who has a screenplay called Cyberspace, and it's for sale right now. I'm not going to say how much. You can contact me at 310-382-6897 or my email, iglover14@gmail.com.
Do you have a Twitter or hashtag? Or Twitter or Instagram? Twitter or Instagram?
I have both, and this is both. You can find both.
Shout them out.
Glover Zone, GLOVERZONE. By the way, on YouTube, I have my channel, Glover Zone DL Pictures. We made a very powerful film recently, okay? It's called For My Turtle. It's 11 minutes and 11 seconds. Now that's GLOV as in Victor, ERZONE, capital DL as in darkness and light, PICTURES. That's my film company. I did 2 films. I did Race Against Time, which was a short film that was a very powerful student film on no budget. I shot it in 4 days, and I did a really great job. For My Turtle, however, is something that I really want known to change the world. It's really presents us with the question that JFK once said, which is, the question is whether the world will exist half slaved or half free, whether we'll move in the direction of freedom, in the direction of the road that we are taking, or whether we'll move in the direction of slavery. See, these films that I'm making, False Affairs, and then a film called Conquer for $70 million right after. I'm seeking funding right now, which is not why I'm probably on this interview. And by the way, the second edition of False Affairs will come out, actually. I'm revising it and editing it. But it'll come out right before the film.
Which is probably?
May 2016, but I'm not going to guarantee May. I'm going to guarantee 2016. I'm not going to guarantee May, because you can never know with these things.
We're at the Ascend Expo. We've been here 3 days. This is the end of the 3rd day. Did you have a good time?
Be honest, it was a life-changing experience. I met tremendous people. I performed, and speaking of MC Loyal performance, since I assumed you saw it, what did you think of it, by the way?
It was awesome, dude. When you were standing right here with Sam Sarpong, you blew us all away. So I already knew what you were going to do on stage.
Man.
Did you like my cousin Michael Beckwith the first morning?
Well, I actually met Michael Beckwith at Agape. He saved my life once.
There you go.
So did a man named Dan Millman. But anyways, no. It's so funny you say that, because MC Loyal was actually inspired. The reason I imitated Terrence Howard was because I could not rhyme words. I had a disability where I could not rhyme words together. And then I fell in love with a woman named Saskia Van Buren. We're going to be signed as a package, okay? I swear to God. What, you laughing at me because I'm exaggerating?
No, because you got big dreams like all of us.
You know, it's funny. I've proceeded ever since I fell in love. I've written tracks. I'm also, since I'm such a film buff, I wrote 2 tracks. I wrote one song in dedication of J.J. Abrams and Zachary Quinto called Vulcan Intelligence. Really powerful track, 7 minutes. It's 32 bars for 3 verses. And then, you'll never believe this, I wrote a song for the person who I'm dying to meet and dying to work with for the film False Affairs and Conquer.
And that is?
Vin Diesel.
Oh, Lord, that's right.
I know. And guess what the song is called?
What?
Industry Groot. Because you know how he says, in the Guardians of the Galaxy, I am Groot. So, essentially, I am Groot. No, really, though. I am an industry Groot, which means my chorus says, what Vin say? I am Groot. Galaxy says, I am Groot. Trees alive, tree beard Groot. Guardians unite.
I am Groot.
So that is the song that I'm doing. But I did 3 songs at the expo. I did Loyal,
Right.
I Am, Rise, and all of them are inspired just very powerfully about me. I Am especially. I Am was inspired for me to be a voice for victims who cannot speak out, who are afraid to speak out. For one, man, I've so much to say about who I am. I got an incredible story.
And we have so little time.
Exactly, with so little time.
Dante, Easyway Broadcasting, powered by WTV Networks.
MC Loyal.
Hashtag Easyway Hashtag Easyway. Hashtag Agape Live. Hashtag Dante Reporter. We're here at the Ascend Expo at the LA Convention Center. We do it Hollywood the easy way.
Do not forget.
Everybody came. It was big. We had Soul Train out here on the stage.
Right, exactly. Now, do not forget to watch For My Turtle under Glover's Own DL Pictures channel. Please comment. Please subscribe.
There you go.
Watch Race Against Time.
There you go.
Feel free to contact me. My number again is 310-382-6897. I do not care who you are. If you want a chance at making it into Hollywood, by all means, you can contact me. And you know what? My name is Ian C. Glover, okay? I'm from Glover's Own DL Pictures. And I gotta say, I'm doing Hollywood the easy way.
Thank you very much, Ian. The next time we see you, we'll do it again, all right?
All right, yeah.
And we'll keep doing it, and we'll keep doing it. The book is False Affairs, guys. It's going to blow up because we're going to blow it up, okay?
That's right.
Ascend
You're
Expo,
gonna do it
easy way!